Hey, hockey fans, Erica Ayala here of Locked On Kraken with 5 things that you need to know about the Seattle Kraken ahead of the 2022-2023 NHL season. Let's start with thing number 1. Now, this might be obvious, but it's worth reiterating. We are still the new team on the block. This will only be our 2nd season in the National Hockey League, and so we're still going through some of those growing pains, or as I often say on Locked On Kraken, we're the teenager of the NHL, still trying to figure things out. We usually know what to do. Now, if we do it, that's a different story. Let's go to thing number 2. We are a franchise, a club, a roster that is full of opportunity. Shane Wright dropped to number 4. Now he's on the Seattle Kraken. Obviously, our number 2 pick from last year, our first ever draft pick, Matty Beniers, made his NHL debut last season and is expected to get a lot more games under his belt. These young players will have an opportunity not only to make the roster, but to have significant minutes. And that leads me to thing number 3. We are a blue-collar team from last year. Now, how can some of the veteran kind of bridge contracts that we have embarked on ahead of this season, how can they help refine us? I'm thinking of Martin Jones. I'm thinking of Schultz on defense. These are some players that we have brought in to boon not just the young players, but to bring veteran championship Stanley Cup winning experience to that blue-collar way of playing for the Seattle Kraken. That leads me to number 4. We have to talk about goaltending. Philipp Grubauer, we have him on a big contract for another 5 years, but he didn't perform the way we were expecting. Just under, I should say, 900 save percentage and above 3.4 goals against average. That's not what we expected from Philipp Grubauer. So what kind of goaltending are we going to get? We also know he will not be sharing the net, at least not to begin the season, with Chris Driedger, who's out with injury. So I'm keeping a keen eye on goaltending. And now let's close it out with thing number 5. We're on a 3 to 5 year plan to be not just a contender for the Stanley Cup, but a consistent contender coming out of the Pacific Division and making a stamp on the National Hockey League. That tells me that not just this year, but particularly next season, we are going to get very aggressive in free agency. We are going to get very aggressive even when it comes to our head coach, Dave Haxtell. We're going to start really pinching away at the fat and getting this franchise to where we want to be to, again, be a consistent Stanley Cup contender. So now that you are fully in the know about the Seattle Kraken for the upcoming season, be sure to subscribe to Locked On Kraken, and it's free wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, you can watch us on YouTube to keep up with the NHL's newest franchise all season long.